company. Our commitment to local decision-making shows our wholehearted investment in the places we call home, like no other banking institution. Experience the Sturgis Bank difference. Highly personal service, long-time community support, and a desire to do right by the people we serve. Visit SturgisBank.com to learn more.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hashtag Radio Obsessed.
Hashtag Radio Obsessed is a bricks and mortar and online store devoted.
Too many buttons that I'm pushing over here.
We got it now?
Yeah, we got it now. We're good. We're good. We are good to go.
You didn't push too many buttons.
I didn't push too many buttons.
Right.
I pushed the right buttons.
Okay.
Just enough buttons this morning. But thank you so much for all those that are watching and now listening on our live stream that we have on our Facebook and our YouTube and on X, which I still can't get away from the fact that it's called X.
We should call it The X.
The X?
Yeah, the X.
I like that.
On the X.
But we were just talking about the 9/11 hero climb that is happening at St. Joseph High School later on this morning. Right around 8 o'clock, they'll have people checking in, and then they'll be walking up the steps of Dickinson Stadium, 2,071 steps to symbolize the 110 stories that a lot of the New York Fire Department and police officers had to climb on those Twin Towers.
Just can't even imagine.
On 9/11. Yeah. Can you imagine going up those? I mean,
No.
That's the thing, is like you said that earlier about, when people are running away, they're running towards and saving as many lives as they can. Just imagine, going up those stairs with fire and not knowing what's going to be on the other side.
Yeah.
And so a lot of them did pass away. And then just the just sheer confusion of what the heck was going on that morning when that happened. I know when I was a kid, it was just, oh, this is in the news. What's going on? I didn't even know that a plane. I was in gym class and they were like, oh, a plane hit the Twin Towers. It's like, okay. I didn't even know where those were.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know about a lot of the world trade and all that stuff that was going on and things in New York City. Just learning about all kinds of other history and things.
And then once they deemed it was, they being the U.S. government deemed it was a terrorist attack or an attack of some sort in the early moments of it, they grounded the planes, and so it was very eerie.
Yeah.
Again, as I mentioned, in Seattle, I mean, you've got major airport there, SeaTac Airport, planes flying in and out all the time, nothing in the sky. Nobody flying anywhere.
Yeah, and I remember too, as you mentioned, that they even canceled a lot of things at school. A lot of our sporting events and things. They were like, nope, we're not doing that today.
Yeah.
I mean, I was even afraid to go outside because I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
We heard about that terrorist attack, but we weren't sure if there were going to be more that were going to happen throughout that day.
What do you think had the bigger effect on our psyche, the 9/11 attack or the pandemic?
I'd say they both had different effects on our psyche. I think and I had a conversation with somebody the other day, is that you'd think, because when 9/11 happened, it really brought our country together, and patriotism, I think, was at its highest.
Oh, yeah.
And the love for the country, and not even the love for the country, but the love for the fellow man. But I think the pandemic felt as though it had a bit of a reverse effect.
Yeah, I'd say that's a really good point, because where as you mentioned, 9/11 united, COVID ended up dividing quite a bit, and still does today.
Yeah.
Still does.
And so I think it really showed our I wouldn't say our true selves, but it showed a lot when with the pandemic. But I think it really brought us together. 9/11 happened, and then kind of tore us apart a little bit with the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, so we do remember those that fell that day, and we remember, we think fondly of all those who continue to fight for our freedom. We appreciate the soldiers.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that also too, I mean, it made a lot of people join the military as well. I mean, I have even some friends that joined shortly thereafter, after we either graduated school, or some that enlisted, and some people that had already been in the the Army or the Marines or anything like that re-enlist because they wanted to join the fight.
Well, and what they wanted to do was to go get bin Laden,
Mhm,
and eventually
mhm,
they did.
Exactly.
That was another memorable. It was a different administration, different president who was able to finally see that happen under his watch, and that was a stunning day too.
Absolutely,
is when they did the raid there.
Well, we'll get to more news and some of the things that we're following here in just a moment, but let's check in and find out what's going on with the Bloomberg Market Minute.
Go together, serving Berrien Branch, Kalamazoo, St. Joseph, and Van Buren counties. Now with 2 new locations in St. Joseph, downtown, and on Cleveland Avenue. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. This week marks the countdown to a potential strike by the United Auto Workers. If the union hits the picket lines against General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis for just 10 days, U.S. gross domestic product would be cut by $5.6 billion. That conclusion comes from the Michigan-based consulting firm Anderson Economic Group, which says such a strike would also likely push Michigan and parts of the Midwest into a recession. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said she's feeling very good about the U.S. economy. Yellen spoke in an interview on her aircraft on the way back from attending the Group of 20 summit in New Delhi. Apple takes the wraps off of the new iPhone 15s tomorrow in an event dubbed Wonderlust. Bloomberg News says the most significant new product will be the iPhone 15 Pro line, which will feature a new design made of titanium instead of stainless steel. Futures are rising this morning after stocks edged higher to close out last week on Wall Street. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. Getting close to 7:30. Today is going to be probably going to be a stormy day, at least to start it out. Not sure how long that's going to last, but as we've been kind of watching the radar, a good heavy storm making its way over Lake Michigan.
My little my phone tells me moderate rain starting in 4 minutes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If you're making your way to work, you better you might have to be, hopefully you're not stuck in the parking lot when the rain comes, because I hate when that happens.
Yeah, you better get out now because there's a little yellow cell coming with
geez.
the heavier rain.
Oh my gosh, is any of it turning red?
No
Okay.
angry red rain as far as I can see yet.
Good.
Yeah.
Mostly cloudy today, 50-50 chance for some rain and storms, high 72. We're looking tonight, more chances for rain, so I guess it is going to stick around for a little bit, low down to 60. But looking ahead, tomorrow, only going to be 67.
Oh, it's going to be another nice day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Jocelyn was looking at it the other day as we looked ahead to the week. I think she said 43 one of these nights.
Oh, my. That's getting cold.
Very cold.
Yeah.
So
last night it was still warm enough to get some ice cream, though.
Oh, yeah.
Got some ice cream, went out on the bluff.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Ice cream with a sweater?
Well, a little sweatshirt. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Yeah, it's still ice cream time.
Yeah.
Lots of things going on in the news that we're going to catch you up on here in just a little bit. I don't know if did you watch the US Open?
I saw the highlights. That was exciting.
Some pretty exciting stuff. Yeah. So we'll
Coco Golf, is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk a little bit more about that, as well as some other sports related things that a little disturbing is what's going on at Michigan State University.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll talk more about what's going on with that. But first, let's find out some of the other things that are going on in the news this morning.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
And in the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Some of the things that we're covering this morning, Congressman Bill Huizenga says U.S. House of Representatives is getting back to work in Washington today. Their first and primary focus is to work on the spending bills. The annual spending bills for the U.S. government run out at the end of September, and so far they've only got one done in the House, none done in the Senate, and none have been sent to the White House. So that's going to be their primary focus. Huizenga says maybe there will be a short shutdown, but he hopes, if anything else, that it'll be very brief and that they'll have a continuing resolution to keep the U.S. government funded. Again, they have until October 1 to get that working. Berrien County residents have a chance to get rid of unwanted chemicals and other materials with a recycling event. It's happening in Berrien County at Silver Beach on Saturday. The event is going to be 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and it'll be free of charge for most things that are considered waste. TVs, monitors, and Freon-containing appliances. There will be a small fee for that. September 11, 2001, 8:46 a.m., the world was stunned as the North Tower of the World Trade Center was hit during a terror attack. This year is the third annual 9/11 Hero Climb to commemorate the anniversary of 9/11. This event is happening at the St. Joe High School along the steps. Community members, public are available to attend. You can sign up to attend that event. You can either go up the steps or you can walk around the track. They have both open for anyone interested in participating as part of that commemoration. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
And let's find out what's happening now from the Michigan News Network.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher. Michigan State University has suspended head football coach Mel Tucker without pay as the school investigates him for allegedly sexually harassing Brenda Tracy, a rape survivor and advocate. Tracy had recently partnered with Tucker to educate his team on sexual misconduct, but Tracy says she had to ward off sexual advances from Tucker, culminating in a phone call during which he masturbated without her consent. Tucker admits to the act, but claims it was consensual. UAW President Shawn Fain railing against the latest contract offers from the Big Three. The automakers are offering 10 to 14% pay hikes. Fain says workers are seeking a more than 46% pay hike, among several other demands. In honor of September 11th, Governor Whitmer has ordered all U.S. and Michigan flags within the state capitol complex to be lowered to half staff. I'm Beth Fisher for the Michigan News Network.
Have you lost Michigan Medicaid? At healthcare.gov, you can find a low-cost, quality health plan.
Do plans cover doctor visits?
What about emergency care?
And prescriptions?
All covered and more. Plus, with the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
All contractors working with Michigan businesses can win more projects by including energy-efficient rebates in your proposals. These rebates are provided by Michigan utility companies for contractors and customers completing construction projects using energy-efficient equipment. DNV, our local sponsor, can help you start your rebate journey. Visit dmvtradeally.com to learn how energy-efficient rebates can help you win more bids. That's dmvtradeally.com.
Russia and North Korea have confirmed that North Korean leader Kim Jong-un will visit Russia. South Korean media reporting earlier today that it was Kim on a train headed to a meeting in Russia with Russian President Vladimir Putin. At the Pentagon, a flag unveiled marking 22 years since the 9/11 attacks. 184 people died at the Pentagon, nearly 3,000 at the World Trade Center. There will also be a commemoration in Shanksville, Pennsylvania today. Recovery operations ongoing in Morocco following the 6.8 earthquake near Marrakesh last week.
The most affected areas are further south. In the town of Wirgan, a woman collapsed in her neighbor's arms, fainting under the weight of grief. 8 of her family members died in the earthquake, with over 2,000 dead. This is already the country's deadliest quake in more than 6 decades. Ibtisam Genfood, ABC News, Marrakesh.
Michigan State football coach Mel Tucker suspended without pay this morning after reports he sexually harassed a rape survivor during a phone call last year. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Things looked fine on Saturday afternoon for Michigan State, as the Spartans had just defeated Richmond 45-14 to improve to 2-0 on the season. But then word came late Saturday evening that Michigan State University was conducting an investigation into an alleged case of sexual harassment by head coach Mel Tucker. More and more details came to light on Sunday, including that the school was made aware of the incident between Tucker and a rape survivor back in December. MSU called for a news conference on Sunday evening, and after some conflicting reports, the Michigan State president and athletic director made the announcement that Tucker has been suspended without pay pending the results of the investigation. The school announced that secondary coach Harlan Bennett will serve as the interim head coach, and former head coach Mark D'Antonio was named associate head coach until Tucker's hearing in October. MSU is home on Saturday to face Washington. The new AP Top 25 poll has the top 5 as Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, Texas, and USC. Ohio State drops to 6th. Penn State is 7th. Notre Dame is 9th. And Iowa is number 25. Opening day for the NFL, and the two oldest rivals meeting again to open up the 2023 season as the Chicago Bears hosted the new Jordan Love era Green Bay Packers. Love had 3 touchdown passes, and Aaron Jones ran for another in the Packers' 38-20 win over the Bears, the Packers' 9th straight win over Chicago, which is the second longest streak in the history of the rivalry. Bears quarterback Justin Fields, who was under pressure all day long, threw for 216 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Most of those yards came with the game already decided. Also on Sunday, Jacksonville scored 14 unanswered points in the fourth quarter for a 31-21 win over Indianapolis. Monday Night Football tonight has Buffalo at the New York Jets at 8:15. Major League Baseball, Tigers rookie pitcher Sawyer Gipson-Long won his Major League debut, and Spencer Torkelson had a 2-run double as Detroit beat the Chicago White Sox 3-2 on Sunday at Comerica Park. The Tigers are off tonight before opening up a 3-game series with Cincinnati on Tuesday. The White Sox are home to face Kansas City tonight at 7:40. And the Cubs salvaged the final game of their 4-game series with Arizona with a 5-2 win on Sunday. The Cubs getting solo home runs from Christopher Morel, Cody Bellinger, and Dansby Swanson. The Cubs are in Colorado tonight at 8:40. WNBA, Chicago over Connecticut 102-91 in overtime to clinch the 8th and final playoff seed in the WNBA playoffs. They'll face top-seeded Las Vegas in the first of 3 games. That starts on Wednesday night in Sin City. And it was also Indiana over Minnesota 97-72. The Fever did not make the playoffs. Novak Djokovic won his 24th Grand Slam title with a 6-3, 7-6, 6-3 win over Daniil Medvedev in the U.S. Open final. Midwest League Baseball, Great Lakes over West Michigan 4-1, which knocks the Whitecaps out of the playoffs. Lake County over Lansing 3-2, and South Bend over Quad Cities 8-1. Great Lakes will face Fort Wayne in the Eastern Finals on Tuesday. With your morning sports for Monday, September 11th, I'm Dave Wolf.
Hi, I'm Zach East, Vice President of Business Development here at Midwest Family, and I want to invite you to our final free marketing seminar opportunity of the year in partnership with the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber. But it's only for serious local businesses and organizations that want to use marketing effectively to grow in 2024. I'm inviting you to join us for our Really Smart Marketing Half-Day Workshop on Tuesday, September 26th from 8 a.m. to noon at Shadowland Ballroom at the Silver Beach Center in St. Joe. You can register for your free seat right now at ReallySmartMarketingWorkshop.com. That's ReallySmartMarketingWorkshop.com. At this workshop, you'll learn why your business or organization isn't growing as fast as it should, how to turn strangers into your best superhero promoters and fans, and how to achieve a return on your marketing investment in today's world of digital and traditional advertising. Space is limited for this free September 26th half-day workshop, so register now at ReallySmartMarketingWorkshop.com.
Hope everybody's having a great start to your morning as we are on here live. Behind the scenes.
You got
live.
One in.
I don't know even where I got that from. I think just there's
Yeah,
those.
who says that?
I don't know. Coming to you live. I think they're one of the reasons I do that or do the what we call in the biz the pukey radio voice, old school. Hey, everybody, it's the top 10 countdown. I do that. I think mainly because there's that SNL bit, and it was Ben Affleck and Jimmy Fallon, I believe.
Oh.
And they did and we're back. You seen that video?
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, you'll have to check it out because it was them playing 2 competing rock radio guys from like the 80s. It was a weird bit. It didn't really make any sense, but
were they trying to recreate the Bill and Ted thing?
I don't really know. I didn't really because when you're in the radio, every time you see some sort of radio thing on television, you're like, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Like certain times I used to watch Frasier or news radio or WKRP in Cincinnati. WKRP in Cincinnati, that was old school. Yes. I mean, that was old school radio way before my time. So I have no clue how things actually worked back then.
Those were records that Johnny Fever was playing.
Yeah, he's playing records. Yeah. And I think, did he have 8 tracks? He had 8 tracks, I think. Not 8 tracks. They were carts.
Yeah, the carts.
carts,
Yeah.
which you had to deal with
yeah.
carts when you were younger.
Oh, yeah, I dealt with carts.
Oh man.
Yeah.
See,
started on carts, and then it went to the computer thing, which I think we still have the same software today as
yeah, probably. Hey man, if the software works,
It's durable.
then it's fine.
But you mentioned Jimmy Fallon. Is Jimmy Fallon going to make it? It seems like a lot of news stories about him and negative press and drinking and
yeah, there's been a lot
being
of
angry.
Yeah, basically, what's been going down with that. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention of it too much, but Jimmy Fallon, it almost sounded like he was going to get canceled. I mean, there's been a lot going on with the writers' strike.
They were talking about it being a toxic workplace, that there was actually a crying room. He would drive people to tears by his criticisms. And as soon as the stories broke, he called his staff together and said, "Hey, I'm really sorry."
Yeah, I did not know this was going on. But there was even talks that he was drinking. And I was worried about that too at one point, because there was a lot of
When
that
he almost separated
speculation.
his finger.
Yeah, when he fell onto a coffee table and I can't remember if it was at his home or in his office.
It was at his home, yeah.
And then almost completely ripped apart his hand.
Yeah.
And had to be in a cast and immobilizing thing for a while. But yeah, after that, I started to really, really watch him even deeper and understand and observe what was going on. And I felt as though it did kind of feel like he might have been drinking at some point, even when he was doing the Tonight Show. So I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I mean, some of that's still just speculation.
Well, folks love a comeback, and so that he apologized to staff.
Yeah,
that's the first step, acknowledging the behavior and then apologizing. But we'll see. We'll see what happens,
because a lot of the writers are on strike right now for negotiations with their contracts. So we'll see what ends up coming back, because that was another thing, is he kept rotating through like showrunners, like the people that are in charge of the actual show, kept quitting.
Yeah.
So that was pretty odd. All right. Well, let's get back to the show here.
Okay.
Continuous scattered rain showers, and we also see scattered, mainly light rain showers on Tuesday. It's going to be cool, and we top out at 67. As we head into Wednesday, we're only in the 60s, but we're back up into the low 70s at the end of the week. A meteorologist, Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email letstalk@WSJM.com. We are streaming on our Facebook, YouTube, and X. So if you want to follow the show and get some behind-the-scenes chats as well, feel free to reach out, too, because we love comments.
Yes.
So anything we're talking about this morning, if you want to chime in at any point, you can do that there.
Or other stuff, because we just got done talking about Jimmy Fallon, but you won't know that unless you tune in.
Exactly. We're not even going to talk about that on the show right now. We're going to talk about something else.
That's right.
Did you happen to watch the U.S. Open over the weekend?
I saw a little bit of it. Yeah.
I saw a little bit of the highlights.
Yes.
Are you a tennis fan?
I love watching it. I can only take a little bit, though.
Do you play tennis?
I do play tennis.
I feel like you would have been like that guy because you worked in D.C. Like you're like one of those, I'm going to go play some tennis with the senator. Were you one of those guys?
No.
Come on.
No.
I bet you were. Well,
I was more of the gritty tennis player. It's like I'm gonna play in cutoffs in a.
Oh, you went the
dirty headband.
the Andre Agassi route.
That's right.
Because he was popular.
Jeans. Yeah. Yeah. No. My favorite time playing tennis back then was playing with one of my sons, and I said, come on, play. It's going to be fine. And then I served the ball, and it hit him in his midsection, and we haven't played since.
Oh, man. Yeah. It's adults, it's very hard to play sports with kids.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm trying to play catch with like nephew or any other kids that I know, it's always like, you toss it to them really softly, ease it back.
Yeah.
But then some of the kids they kind of egg you on, and they're like, come on, throw it harder.
Yeah.
And then you end up hurting them.
Yeah.
And you can never live it down.
No.
Because even as they grow up, they'll be like, yeah, we can't play ball anymore because the last time you hit me in the face. Anyways, but it was a big weekend for tennis. Novak Djokovic got the win. He's, that guy wins all the time.
Yeah.
But the other big story was Coco Gauff.
Yeah.
She was able to win, and she's 19 years old.
19 years old. She was there when the Williams sisters were playing, right?
Yeah, probably. When she
Venus
was,
and Serena.
yeah.
I saw some footage of her watching that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she said this. So this is the first teen to win the major since Serena Williams won at the age of 17.
Wow.
Now she beat the new world number one, which is hard to pronounce, Arina Sabalenka.
Oh yeah, that's exactly how I'd say it.
Exactly. Beat her for their first major. Now a day later, Novak beat Daniel Medvedev for the fourth U.S. Open title and recorded extending. Get this. He has won 24 major championships.
Wow.
24. He's
great.
only 36 years old. So, I mean, he'll probably be retiring at some point because, athletes, they retire at like before they're 40.
He has to probably have a special guest house just for the checks, the big poster checks that he has.
Could you imagine the trophy room that guy has to have?
Well, and before what led up to his pro.
Right.
He's got everything.
That's just major tournaments.
Yeah.
That's not, just those other things throughout the season that he has. So yeah, he probably has a whole entire trophy house, not a trophy room, a trophy house. But congratulations to them. Pretty awesome thing. Other things, speaking of high school and young kids. What? Oh yeah. You had a traffic update.
Can we do a quick traffic update?
You had a traffic update.
Make sure people are aware if you're heading out into Van Buren County area of Paw Paw, Matawan tomorrow. MDOT is doing a pavement condition study, and it's going to be on the eastbound lanes of I-94 between Paw Paw and Matawan tomorrow morning. MDOT says while its staff are out, drivers should expect some lane closures and a traffic shift. They may be even getting prepared for that today. You might see some orange cones on the side there. Eastbound I-94 will be reduced to one lane during that work that starts tomorrow. The crew will be out on the road tomorrow morning starting at 6 a.m.
Wow.
And Michigan State Police will be there to make sure everyone does it all right.
Are they going to study and see what they can do to make the roads even better?
I don't know. I mean,
improvements.
Maybe they're going to study on whether or not they should put some more asphalt fogging in the area.
Yeah, you were mentioning that last week. I was like, what the heck is that?
I saw the signs up for asphalt fog, and they're doing different days, and they do little sections of the roadway. It's basically they fog, and that's the application. They fog the road. They basically spray the road with this elastic looking road stuff, so the road looks fresh and new.
Sure.
They didn't do anything to it other than basically paint it and condition it for the winter, I guess.
Asphalt Fog sounds like a really cool band name. Hey man.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, we're Asphalt Fog.
This is from our first album, Dead End Road. Yeah.
That's our band. That could be our cover band.
Asphalt Fog.
Yeah.
I like
we'll
it.
just we'll go on the road. We'll hit the road.
I've talked to a couple of runners, people who run in the mornings, and they run on those roads, and they say when they're wet, they're a little squeaky.
Oh,
yeah. So
interesting.
Something in the
ones that have been fogged.
Yeah, the ones that have been fogged, newly fogged, little squeaky.
Maybe that's a good thing.
I don't know.
We'll have to look into that some more.
I want the roads to be quiet.
Yeah, you do want a quiet road. Yeah, I hope they're not squeaky when you're driving on it.
I hope so too.
The other thing happening to September 18th, college night over at Lake Michigan College.
Giving you some notice on this so you can plan ahead. It's coming up a week from today, September 18, college night at Lake Michigan College. LMC admissions director Eric Wignall tells us the event this year will feature colleges, universities, trade schools, and then some. Over 60 different colleges and universities and other organizations will be on hand. Representatives will be there to talk to you about programs they offer, financial aid that might be available, scholarships, all sorts of things related to higher education. Knowledge is a wonderful thing, says Wignall. And when you start thinking about your future and trying to figure out what your options are, there are so many different types of schools, so many different types of things to consider. They're bringing it all together so that folks can enjoy it. That's happening a week from tonight at LMC. It's going to be at the Mendel Center, 6 to 7:30 p.m.
Should be.
Free.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go
Should be a
ahead.
great time. You can bring your son there because I know your son. You had seen your photos.
He's so far ahead of this stuff. He's already got his.
He's got it all figured out.
Well, he's got it figured out.
Okay.
Now he just needs it to happen.
Yeah, that's pretty important.
That was one of the cues, one of the prompts I gave him for the pictures. It's like, okay, give me your surprised face. Okay, give me your got into college. Okay, give me sad. Give me you failed to get into college. And he said, that's not going to happen, Dad. I'm getting straight A's.
So he's got the college picked and everything.
He's got a list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got a list.
So you didn't take a
No
photo of
acceptance
like
letters.
Ah,
Yeah.
all right.
Not
Well,
time yet. Not time yet. Soon.
I mean, it should be time. Right? Usually
Soon.
those happen. Well, that'll be interesting to see where he goes because that's what you got to do. Is you got to. I love what I've been seeing more of with athletes. They always had the what college you're picking,
Mm-hmm.
and I love that what they're doing now with a lot of kids that are in all kinds of different other activities, whether it be trade schools or just picking whatever college. They do the same sort of like. Here's all the hats on the table.
Oh yeah,
and then they put that on. That's pretty cool.
Fun.
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
So that'll be cool to see. Looking forward to that big announcement when that comes around.
Yes.
Bratches or Brox. What do you Brox?
Yeah.
You call it Brox? I looked it up and I think it said Bratches.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
They really recently introduced their new fall candy corn flavors, and they include kettle corn.
Okay.
Caramel apple, cotton candy, lemon shake up, strawberry funnel cake, and lemon lime snow cone.
Lemon lime snow cone.
Lemon lime snow cone. Why lemon lime snow cone? No idea.
That sounds really good. Not a fan.
Well, here's the thing. I've had the candy corn special flavors.
Wait. Do you like candy corns?
No.
You don't like candy corns?
I do not. I don't like candy corn. I do like the pumpkins though that Bratches makes. The little they basically are waxy pumpkins, but they
those
taste
are fun.
They taste better than candy corn in my opinion.
It's the same stuff.
It is, but visually it's different and it's bigger. There's a lot more substance there. I don't know. I feel like it tastes different in my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, you may think otherwise, but hey. I'll bring them in.
I've always loved the candy corns.
I feel like they made candy corn in like 1970 and then they stopped making it and then they just keep recycling it.
Oh.
That's all they do. They just brush it back in there, put it back in the bag.
I thought they took the candle wax from the summer, like all your events from the summer, and just
melt it down. Yeah,
melt it down, put some sugar in it, and you're good to go.
I think that's what they do with the candy corns is they melt them down to make candy corn again each year, so people think it's fresh.
Have you gotten into the fall produce yet? Any squash? We had some pan squash this weekend.
Some pan squash?
Yeah, they're little flat guys.
Okay.
And they were delicious. And the mushroom guy was at the farmer's market again.
Nice.
So we had mushrooms, some salmon.
Ooh.
It was good.
Very good.
Yeah. I think I sold some salmon. You know how when you go to remotes and stuff, you sell furniture and appliances. I was selling salmon this weekend. I went to the I think it's Jake's, and they were on the bluff there selling salmon and trout and all that other stuff. And I was asking the person, all right, some salmon. She said, well, what are you going to do with it? And I said, well, I'm going to probably make some salmon bites.
Oh.
Salmon bites, where you just take the fillet and you cut it up into like 1-inch cubes.
Yeah.
And then you marinate it in whatever you want to marinate it in. And then you just broil it for a few minutes.
So you don't bread it?
No breading.
Okay.
No breading. Just little bit of soy sauce or tamari, depending on if you have a gluten allergy or anything. Some sweetness. You can either have honey or maple syrup. I put some smoke on there, some liquid smoke to make and then some other spices and stuff like that. Just broil them for a few minutes. Just take a look at them after 5 minutes and flip them.
That's really cool.
Good. So good. But then 2 people, not one, but 2 people behind me were like, I'll have the salmon. Give me that recipe again. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So you were slinging recipes.
I was
not
slinging
just
recipes
the fish.
out. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So I sold some salmon.
See, I imagine because I know you lived over in the Seattle area. I imagine you were like the public market and you were tossing the fish just like they do over there.
Yeah. They were a lot of fun in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, we'll catch you up with what's going on at moodyonthemarket.com here in just a moment. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
There's a new player in town.
And all online?
I know, right? It's not easy to think about, but if something happened to you, James and I would be...
Okay, I get it. Let's get a quote from Ethos right now. Wow, you were right. There's no medical exam. And Ethos makes the whole online process fast and easy. And look at these rates and coverage options. It's great protection and totally fits our budget.
Ethos. They've removed all the barriers from getting coverage. Go to checkethos.com to get your free online quote. That's checkethos.com. Quote based on a healthy, non-smoking 30-year-old male with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Want to know what's happening with Southwest Michigan's business? You can find it at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app. Stay in the know with all of our team of contributors, as well as our Moody on the Move series, where Moody is hanging out at Niles Scream Park.
Yeah,
exactly. That's you in the haunted house.
Is at the Scream Park.
Yeah, so check out that video and you'll hear some better screams there as well. But your Moody on the Market update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles. And there's some great things happening at St. Joe Public Schools.
An ambitious fundraising effort has been launched by the St. Joseph Public Schools Foundation to replace the district's Steinway grand piano.
Wow.
In memory of longtime and highly respected choral and music instructor Dennis Bowen. Bowen passed away last February. The effort hopes to raise several $100,000 to update the music program's entire piano inventory, as well as replacing the centerpiece piano in the high school's Performing Arts Center.
I love that. Details of the project. Last February, hundreds gathered at a memorial to say goodbye to Dennis Bowen, retired faculty member, St. Joe PS Foundation Board Secretary, and proud member of the first class of the St. Joseph Public Schools Performing Arts Hall of Fame. Dennis enjoyed a successful career doing what he loved at St. Joe Public Schools, the director of choral activities, musicals, variety shows from 1960 to 1987. Now, his shows and concerts were legendary, and to this day, most alumni can sing the jazzy opening theme songs to Showtime, which Dennis co-wrote with colleague Bob Brown. In 1961, Dennis wrote the school's alma mater, which is still proudly sung today. He was a beloved teacher, mentor, and counselor to thousands of students, many of whom kept in touch over the years, and Dennis affectionately called them his kids. And he always was Mr. Bowen to them.
Very nice. Fundraising efforts are underway to purchase a new concert grand piano and have it delivered in time for the district's holiday concerts in December. It is an ambitious timeline, they admit, but doable, according to project chairs Bill Marone and Bob Ehrenberg. According to Marone, interest in the project has been high, not only to honor Dennis, but also to upgrade the current piano, which has been thoroughly assessed by 2 certified technicians. The foundation has always been encouraged to dream big, and they're taking that to heart, and they've done a thorough assessment of all the pianos. They're going to raise a bunch of money. Donations to this project can be made to the SGPS Foundation, or you can go online to find out some more information at sjpsfoundation.org.
Not and I know they will make those funds possible real quick, because he was such an awesome guy, and he not only had a lot of dedication when he was working with St. Joe Public Schools, but also was the director of their encore variety show presentations that they would do, where they would bring back students and alumni from years gone by, and they would perform for things like musical theater numbers that they did when they were in high school, that encore. So he did a lot for those students and raising money throughout the years in his life, and such a nice guy. Such a nice guy. I had a chance to interview him over the years, and such a cool dude. So I think this is something that is a great way to honor him, and something that we look forward to seeing at St. Joe Public Schools here very soon.
Well, and the follow-on to that is whenever they refresh the pianos, all the old pianos get sold into the community typically.
Right.
I want a piano.
Don't you already have a grand piano?
I would love to have a grand piano.
I figured you already had one.
No.
I thought your car had a grand piano in it.
I have a cassette tape that has piano music on it. That's the closest I get.
I bought a CD over the weekend, and I was like, oh gosh.
Where do you play that?
Luckily, my car has one.
Okay.
My
What'd you
car
get?
does have a CD player.
What'd you buy?
The guy that performed yesterday at that event I
Okay.
hosted,
Yeah.
bought one of his albums.
Nice.
So looking forward to checking that out.
Okay, but back
Breaking
to the
out the CD
pianos.
player.
If you want more information on the fundraiser for St. Joe Public Schools, check it out. It's on moodyonthemarket.com.
And your Moody on the Market update brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
We're watching over you. IMS Insurance Management Service.
All right.
This is the part of the program where we sing that jingle.
Insurance Management Service.
Johnny does a better job. Yeah.
You know, I do sing occasionally, and with a
sing
lot
all
of
the time.
with a lot of friends of mine, and some professional singers around the area.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of times when you hear jingles on the radio. My brother used to always say, like, "Hey, do you do that jingle? That sounds like you." Like, no, I don't do that jingle.
But you could.
But I could. But I sing it all the time in the hallway. So yeah. I do not sing jingles, but I will if you hire me and pay me money.
Do you have any singing gigs coming up?
Me, I think so. Speaking of alumni, we were
Like
talking about
Christmas
that
and
with
stuff
St.
like
Joe Public Schools. I believe there is an alumni sort of thing happening at Southwestern Michigan College.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of my friends that actually I sang with in college and also have still been singing with over the years have now become choir directors at some local schools.
Okay.
So I think we're doing a collaboration concert, and they're going to bring some of their choirs as well. So that'll be fun. I think that's coming up. I think in the next month.
Nice.
I don't know.
Do you
Literally, the guy my buddy that is the choir director over at SMC, he pretty much just calls me and says, "Hey, will you sing on Sunday, or will you do this or do that?" And I'm usually always saying yes.
Very nice.
So yeah,
Very nice.
I will more to come with that. I
Okay.
will keep you updated.
We will stay
if
tuned.
you want to come check out, or I could just start going to sing karaoke again, and you can come by and check that
Well,
out.
I think we should go busking when it's not raining.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give that a shot.
Okay.
We'll catch you up with news and a bunch of other stuff a little bit later, but that about wraps us up here on our live stream
Already?
Yeah, unless you want to stick
Nah.
around, you want to keep doing it.
Either or. It's up to you.
Okay.
Dealer's choice.
We'll wrap this up,
Okay.
and then we'll talk to you more in just a bit on the radio.
Yes.
But
we can give our viewers a sneak preview. Later on this week, we'll talk with the Benton Township supervisor.
oh yeah,
About some of their community policing activities.
okay.
Yeah. We might toss a question or two in there about something else, but we'll see.
That's going to happen. What, Wednesday?
I think we're looking at Wednesday.
Thursday?
Either tomorrow or Wednesday.
Okay.
Let me check the calendar.
All right,
And we'll tell people here tomorrow.
you'll be able to check that out, and probably they'll be joining us live
In the studio.
in the studio. All right, bye everybody.